And we're live. Happy Friday, April 11th, everyone. I was originally going to live stream outside today, but I've had a hell of a day. A lot has gone on. Yesterday was a total disaster. I'll talk about that in a moment, and I'll talk a little bit about why today was a disaster. But the good news is, if you're a fan of my streaming, there might be a stream tomorrow at some point if I can muster up the energy. But I want to thank everyone for tuning in tonight. Hopefully you can see and hear everything okay. I see Drew is here, Kurt, Vivian Johnson, Sheena Roberts. The wrenches are here. You better be on your best behavior. Wesley is here, Carolyn, Marge, Yahia, Jeanette, Jasin, sorry if I mispronounced that, Jillian Felix, Christos, Alicia Lewis, Mary W, Kurt, Kevin Hawthorne, Kaplan. I'm at the point where I'm reading names for the second time. Madano, Flower Child, Jennifer Haley, Anna, I think I saw Marge, Best Times Were Born, Phuket Walk. Thank you so much for tuning in to my impromptu home stream. Again, I was going to go out and wander around downtown, but yesterday I had like 6 videos to upload and about 300 gigabytes of data worth. And normally what I do, I render out my videos, then I upload them to YouTube, and I have a fiber connection, so it's not really a big deal. It only takes like a minute to upload each video, even though the files are huge, like 60, 70 gigs lately, because I haven't been compressing them very much. And Bell went down. Bell was down all frickin' day. And they said that the internet would be back up around 3, and their website said outage resolved at 3. No, my outage wasn't resolved till 10:30 p.m. So the day I chose to stay home and just kind of like catch up on everything, I really couldn't do shit. So thanks a lot for that, Bell. Bell sucks. Yeah, so yesterday was a total write-off. I had so much to do, and I ended up like and I couldn't even like relax and chill because I had no internet. Like, and what's funny is that like 2 p.m. I was like, whatever. They said 3. I grabbed my laptop. I went to a coffee shop. I ordered like a cappuccino and I had a sandwich. I spent like $22 on I don't know what. Then as soon as I sit down, I get a message from someone who lives down the street from me saying, hey, the internet's back up. And I'm like, the internet's back up. I check Bell and it's like outage resolved. Green check, powers up. I'm like, cool, I can go home and work. So I like wolf down the sandwich I just sat down with, put back the cappuccino, run home, and it's not working. And then I'm like, do I even want to like go back out to the coffee shop? So fuck you, Bell, pardon my French, but fuck you pretty good, Bell. Eventually at 10:30 everything was up and running again. And then today I'm out recording videos, and I'm on my way home, and my Galaxy S24 Ultra decides that it's not going to work anymore. The screen just went off, and I didn't have my other phones with me. So I was just out with a phone that was completely bricked. I held the power button and the volume down button for like 30 seconds. I did all the tricks. It was only after doing that like 40 times after I got home that like it decided to come back alive. So now it's like, can I trust this thing? Can I take this thing on a trip as my primary phone? Is it just gonna like shit the bed? I can't really like take it to the store, like bring it to Samsung now and be like, hey, my phone did something really weird. I don't know. But today sucked. That cost me making one video. Yeah, today sucked. It was not a battery issue. Jack CW, yes. So the theme of tonight, I've got previews. I've got a whole bunch of videos made up already. So we're going to be watching little previews of them as we go. The stream will probably be about an hour and a half. And you can ask me anything and everything. I don't have to answer. I don't have to answer seriously, but you can ask. There's no rules against that. So we're just going to kind of hang out, chat together, chat amongst yourselves. I'll fire up some videos in the background. Hopefully you can hear some light tunes going on. But yeah, I stream like this on this channel like once a month. And I stream on the other channel from home pretty much every Sunday night or most Sunday nights. So yeah, you can head over to Johnny Stumbles if you like this format. We do other stuff on that channel. I look at Reddit, BlogTO. We talk about current events. I go on long-winded rants about why Apple sucks. Speaking of which, I posted a video on that channel today because I've been living with the M4 MacBook Air for the past 10 days. Actually, tomorrow is my D-Day. That's the last day I can return this thing for a full refund to Apple. So am I going to return it? I don't know. But if you want to see my thoughts on the Apple experience, I just posted this video, the new M4 MacBook Air and Mac OS suck. I also have some other tech-related stuff on there. Apple hater buys a MacBook, how not to build a PC, how not to install a graphics card. So yeah, check out Johnny Stumbles. I'm trying to get this channel up to 10K this year. We're at 9.13K. So there we go. Now I had a backlog of questions. I'm going to scroll up and go through some of them. But let's crack open a beer. This is a Blood Light, courtesy, or not courtesy of, but from Blood Brothers, I wish courtesy, Blood Brothers Brewing, Toronto, Canada, Hazy Pale Ale. They're located over on Geary Avenue. They are awesome. This is my favorite beer. It's a 4% pale ale. It tastes so good. I've got a full fridge of them pretty much right now. So happy Friday to you guys. I hope you're watching this and not the LTT WAN show over on Linus Tech Tips. That is so good. So let's fire up some videos in the background. These are just a whole bunch of videos I've got recorded. 5-minute little clips of each one. There we go. You can try to guess where this is, but some questions. Someone asked me, Jack says, if you had to rank Tokyo, Seoul, Bangkok, I would go Tokyo, Seoul, Bangkok in that order, probably. If you were talking about a trip I was paying for with my own money, I would go Bangkok, Tokyo, Seoul. Right? If it's a vacation, I mean, your money, you'd get a 5-star hotel in Bangkok for the cost of like a closet in Tokyo, and Seoul is somewhere in between. So, yeah, that's my opinion on that. Phuket Walk says, did you fix your phone? I don't know if I fixed it, but I got it working. Rod says, I moved to Toronto because of your vids. Met you on the street a couple of weeks ago and said hi. Awesome, Rod. It was nice to meet you. Mary says, if you're going on a vacation, where's your favorite place in Canada? In Canada? Toronto? But honestly, it's a place I've been to a few times. Montreal. I'm a big city geek. That's easily the best place in Canada outside of Toronto. No offense to anyone else. Is Mr. Strides going to stride or not? Not tonight, Daniel. Not tonight. Jeanette says, admit it. You're keeping it. I'm trying to catch up here. Will you have an IPA, says word of the day? We've already cracked the beer open. I'm sure I'm missing some questions. I apologize about that. Kurt Affair says, how about Tokyo, Seoul, Berry? Tokyo, Seoul, Berry. I rank Berry a distant first, and then Tokyo, then Seoul. I think Riley Reed had a question. I'm scrolling up here. I missed them. I was jib-jabbing too much about nonsense. Jellybean says, are we doing calls? Maybe. Maybe. It depends. We'll see how this goes. Riley Reed, are you traveling this weekend? Nice haircut, by the way. Define traveling. Am I leaving Toronto? Yes, I am. And I'm probably going to make a video leaving Toronto. And thank you for complimenting my hairdo, which I got done yesterday. Phuket Walk's mom used to work at Tenrun. Awesome. Sammy Wu says, come visit San Fran. I would. Let's let the political climate change a little bit. Canada actually has some like travel advisory warnings against going to the US in effect right now. Yeah, I don't want them digging through my phones. No thanks. Carl Roth says, where's your next vacation? Where and when? Stay tuned to the channel and you'll find out. Let's not call them vacations because the tax man might not want to hear that word. We're going to call them business trips. That's why I make so much content. Every single day I make content when I go away because I claim all that stuff. I claim the flight. Not all of it, but I claim the flights and I claim like high-speed rail tickets and I claim hotels. And the only way you can do that is if it's legitimately a business trip. If I take a day off to myself, I can't claim that. I have to carve that percentage out. So I do stuff every single day. Any feelings about the Switch 2? Can I say no? No feelings. Sorry to hear that. Whose jaw? That's sad news. Anna says, how much do you pay to get your hair done? $45. And the place I go to, if you pay with cash, they don't charge a tax, which means they're probably not paying tax. But hey, I pay $45 cash and I tip anywhere from 10 to 20. You mentioned in the lack of cut in the context menu of Mac OS. I'm sure it's been mentioned, but the Command X shortcut works for that. Yes, Drew, I figured that out, but it's still pretty stupid that it's not in the context menu. Like, why do you have copy there? Carl Roth says, Johnny, would you ever do a cross Canada via rail trip? I would think about it. There's some channels that do that type of thing. Curtis Ferris claim the massages for business. Yeah. Yeah, maybe. Dave Vid says, what kind of lighting do you use for your stream currently? I've got two, what do you call them? Key lights. I've got a key light, but because I use a green screen, I've got a cheat light that's set to the same temperature down there because I kind of block it and it doesn't, that part of the green doesn't light out. And I've also got like a big diffusion light, which is pointing this way from over there, just to like light up the whole green screen evenly and get it so it doesn't look like total shit. There's still like a little bit of green fringing around me. I can't get OBS to fix that. I don't know why. I can key it out perfectly in DaVinci Resolve, but I can't get it keyed out in OBS. So we're just gonna have to live with it. Johnny, what's this thing about Amazon? You have not ordered anything in a while from them. Why haven't I ordered anything from Amazon? I'm just not trying to give American companies money for a while. You know, I used to be of the opinion that, you know, if you go to like a big Canadian supermarket versus Amazon, who cares? They're all trying to rip you off and exploit workers. But I'm trying to keep it more Canadian these days. Katie Boo, are you planning to go to Thailand soon? I wish. But the only way to find out is stay tuned to the channel. I'm not revealing travel plans until I am somewhere else. Susan says, hi, Johnny. Not a question, but you've recently done a few Scarborough walks. I'm still hoping you'll take the GO train up to historic/Main Street Unionville. You know what, Susan? That might be my plan for tomorrow. I've got a car this weekend, and I was thinking go up there, record my drive up there, make a video up there, then I might do a driving stream after. I don't know. I'll either do a driving stream or I'll come back and I'll get out and do a walking stream. But I already know after the last few days and being like so tired, I'm probably going to just do a driving stream because it'll be easier. If you're eating mostly Canadian, you are eating healthier, says Word of the Day. Well, we do have higher standards. Our agriculture and dairy is generally better. Let's hope I'm eating Canadian. I don't really know. Most of my food is takeout. Alicia Lewis says, I keep forgetting about that long flight I have. Get yourself some alcohol and some noise-canceling earphones, and you'll be fine. Do you have a favorite piece of public art in the city? Oh my, that is an excellent question. Can I say the canoe at Canoe Landing before it was burnt down? By the way, I have a video of that coming up. Favorite art in the city? I don't know. Let me sit on that one. Lisa, you're the art expert. What's your favorite piece of art in the city? I kind of want to say those alien sculptures at those condos at Yonge and Eglinton. I just think they're like super duper awesome. Yeah, let's go with that. The random weird alien sculptures at like Redpath and Roehampton. Jack CW says your night driving bids streams are the vibiest. Tomorrow's might not be a night one because I want to watch UFC tomorrow night. Tell us about your apartment in the building that you live. Is the building run well, reasonable? Would you ever consider moving to a bigger apartment if the rent was in a good way? If rent was good and it was rent controlled, I would move. We used to have way better owners. We got bought out by like one of those commercial profiteering landlords, but things are good. They're responsive. If something breaks, they come up and fix it. Just usual stuff. It's pretty solid. Can't really complain. I'm just reading some of your messages. New studies have shown a possible link between alcohol and cirrhosis. I think alcohol is linked to anything, but like anything, a few a week won't kill you. Johnny has a video of the canoe burning down. I wish I had a video of that. And then I maybe could have caught the asshole who did it and punched them in the face. But I don't. I have a video of it after it was burnt down. Lisa says anything by Elixir or Nick Sweetman. I know art appreciation is subjective, but my answer is super trolly. The Van Gogh thing on Dundas is always memorable for me. Brr, that is awesome. I love that. I used to like get mesmerized by it, just going on either side. Walking Beyond Borders says Marlena says hi to Johnny. Hello, Marlena. Mr. Sunjib, hi Johnny. I have a request. Any plans about walking around Toronto's downtown pedestrian walkway? Which one are you referring to, Mr. Sunjib? Christo says alcohol linked to bad choices. We need to have bad choices in society. You need to like learn how to navigate them, right? I was just watching a video on like the world's fittest high school. It's like $95,000 a year US. Everyone there is like a ridiculous athlete. And they have like a Wahlburgers and like fast food in the school cafeteria section because you have to navigate that stuff to get through life, right? You have to be able to be an adult and make your own decisions. Edison says, is fingerprint that bad on the... No, it's not that bad. It's just on the MacBook Air. It's not that bad at all. It's just the face unlock is faster. Cam says, will your Lululemon bags go on your trip with you? Yes, my Lululemon backpack, which is right here. It's pretty awesome. Multiple pockets. All kinds of stuff. I keep a SSD in there. I keep a mouse in there. It's nice and deep, 22 liters. It's got its own dedicated laptop sleeve. It's pretty good. That'll be going on. Are the fingerprint smudges that bad on the Mac Air Midnight? Yes, they are horrible. If you don't, I don't care about that type of thing. I really don't give a shit. But if that bothers you, yeah, that midnight color is bad. Get one of the silver ones. Kyrie likes the secret labyrinth behind the Eaton Center in Trinity Square. Awesome. Christo says you can never go wrong with Van Gogh. You ever see the Texas high school that has a 20K capacity football stadium? I've probably seen that in a video on YouTube. I watch all kinds of stadium videos on YouTube. Johnny, do you have represented anger wanting... You mean unrepressed anger wanting to punch faces? No, but if you like vandalize something like the canoe at Canoe Landing Park, you deserve to get punched in the face. Alex says that's a nice bag pack. Thank you. Yeah, I'm not a Lulu person. I would never buy clothes there. It's like ridiculously overpriced, even if it is pretty good quality and Canadian. But I've got a backpack and a crossbody bag, and they're pretty good. They always, like, every time I'm in there, like, can we help you with anything? I'm like, just looking at the bags. Do you have anything that isn't too girly looking? Okay. Not buying anything else here. Kurt says, first of all, Datchef says, what are your thoughts on Toronto holding like 6 games in the World Cup next year? Whoop-de-doo. We're barely holding anything, and we're not holding any late stage games. We should have bargained for a bigger piece of that pie. Kurt Affair says, what's your favorite stadium? That's a PNC Park in Pittsburgh. I just think it's picture perfect. Hey, Johnny, just updated my S24 to Android 15. Any thoughts? I'm still rocking 14. Don't know. Jack CW says the Depressed Ginger. Yeah, I used to watch the Depressed Ginger until he became like a total effing nutcase. Yeah, if you go to his channel, his videos are just like a Looney Tunes Central these days. He used to just read Wikipedia articles and like flash pictures of stadiums, and it was like kind of interesting. But no, he's awful now. Cam says, yes, you're a Lulu person. Don't kid yourself. Yeah, right. Johnny, have you been to the LCBO since they've pulled the products out of the showers? What's the environment like when you go to search for beers? I've been a few times. It's exactly the same. They just filled in those spaces with products from other countries. Really no big deal. PNC with the bridge and the batter's eye is a great site. Yeah, everything about PNC is just beautiful. Best ballpark in baseball. I haven't been there, but best ballpark I haven't been to. I've been to Kauffman Stadium when I was a kid. That was pretty crazy. That was probably my favorite stadium up until this new wave of stadiums were built. Carl says, what do you think of Krispy Kreme being available now at McDonald's? Do you like Krispy Kreme donuts? Would you buy one from McDonald's just to get a Krispy Kreme? I didn't know you could do that. That's an interesting... I try not to eat that kind of stuff too often, but I think a Krispy Kreme donut's like less than 200 calories. It's like not a big deal if everything else you ate that day is fine. Yeah, I think that's good. Give people choice. Let people choose. If they want to eat themselves into the grave, that's on them, but give us the choice. I like it. I want to eat it. Johnny, have you decided on keeping the MacBook Air or not? No, I don't know, but I have to take it back tomorrow. Jack used to like the old Texas Rangers ballpark they left a few years ago. The one with the hill in the center that they removed. Yeah, that park had like pillars blocking the view. That was a crazy park because it wasn't like fully covered in the Texas heat. That was like, it looked really nice, but it was such a mistake because it was replacing a park the old park at Arlington that was like just baking in the sun all day too. But it's crazy that like such a new stadium is already gone. It's been converted into like a weird college stadium. Isn't Seth Rogen great? He's great in the studio. I've got a few episodes of that I need to catch up on. Cam saw Arby's sauces in the grocery store. They got rid of all the Arby's. There's still an Arby's here and there. I think there's one in Ajax. There's one up in Niagara Falls. What's the percent on that pop can? 4%? Yeah, he says, thoughts of Costco selling expired bakery products. Read the label before you buy. What's wrong with the MacBook? The problem, Mel, with the MacBook is it doesn't have Windows on it. Mac OS is pretty janky. It's also got a pretty low-end screen. Johnny, do you miss the corporate world? No. That park had the shortest lifespan in the MLB history of purpose-built parks, right? There's been other parks not purpose-built. Like the one Tampa is in now will have a shorter span. The one that the Oakland A's are playing out of will have a short span too. Arby's sauce is made out of used socks. No, Arby's is awesome. Where are we in this video? We are walking towards Spadina. We're going to go south here. Ugh, I'm jealous. I want to see that, but I can't do Apple Plus thing. I'm maxed out on apps. Streamio. You didn't hear it from me. Streamio. What did I just say? Streamio. That does not have every streaming under the sun in amazing quality. Especially do not go get a Real Debris account to make Streamio absolutely perfect. And it's not available on most smart TV platforms, on Windows, on Mac, on Android, on iOS. It's not available on any of those things. Streamio. Nope. What's the worst intersection in Toronto? Personally, it's Edward and Yonge. I feel like if my Uber takes that route, I'll definitely be late for class. What's the worst? I want to say like anything Lakeshore intersects with, just in like the South Core. Those are all terrible. Like Spadina, Bathurst, Simcoe, York, Jarvis, Parliament. Those are just nasty, nasty intersections. Lisa says, thoughts on the White Lotus finale? I knew, so I'll spoil it. I knew that was Walton Goggins' dad. They like hinted that. Too much death. It went too crazy. I wish it was like more subtle than that, right? But it was cool. They definitely spite the rich. We don't know. Like that guy could have, the father of that family could have turned his phone on and found out like all his problems went away, right? But I think the watching like the water fall back into the ocean was kind of symbolic of him coming to grips with his new life as a not rich person anymore, and he was accepting it. I don't know. I thought it was good, but they just went way too hog wild with all the killing in the last one. Johnny, what do you think of the latest stats are in first place? I don't know what that means. Pine Soul just came back from Korean Village, had a nice pork bone soup. That place is awesome. All kinds of celebrities have eaten there. Yeah, but worst intersection, I'm going to say anything along Lakeshore. Christo says Union and University during rush hour. That would be Front and York and University. That's like a 3-1. Jellybean says the coconut milk is off. Yeah, that was kind of nuts. Kyrie says, so far the goofy characters have been the ones who die. I wonder who's going to come back, right? There's always like character arcs from season to season. I didn't really like the lady they brought back. I thought she was kind of like, she didn't really add anything to the plot. Her whole thing was she was like promised a spa and didn't get it, and she came back. I was like, oh, this character sucks. I don't know. Thoughts on My Cousin Vinny? Classic movie. Go watch it. I missed you the previous time I came there, but I may come there in September, says Tan Chen Hui. Awesome. Lisa loves Jason Isaacs. Did the new St. Lawrence Market open yet? That is open on Sunday. I think Ken did a video walking through there. There's a chance I might go through there this Sunday. I don't know. Rober says Fronton University during rush hour. It's not so bad as a pedestrian though, right? They've got those like traffic warden dudes just hanging out there. There's always idiots trying to turn, getting stuck in the crosswalk, stuck in the middle of the intersection, but it's not too bad. RD says Zion will come back now that he is rich. He will go on a ski trip with his boys. That guy was so out of place. He was like an actor in a Disney movie. Like he acted it not at all like you would expect in a White Lotus. I don't know. I just thought something was so off about that guy and how he was acting in that show. It just like stuck out like a story. Everyone else belonged. Even his mom, who was like a shitty character who I didn't care for, belonged. But that guy was just like, dude, this isn't the Disney Channel. Like, why are you on White Lotus? Just reading some of your messages. RD says ski resort will be the next season. Maybe. This White Lotus was different, though. This White Lotus was like a wellness center-based White Lotus, right? They took their phones away. Like, it was totally off-brand, which was kind of weird. G. Jackie Roxas is here. Hello, G. Jackie Roxas. All right, Carl, I'm just reading some of your messages. Hey, we got 280 viewers. Thank you. Usually we get about half of what we normally do when I'm out walking around, but I appreciate it. Where is this right now? Oh, this is I didn't want to show a preview of me walking through downtown Vaughan on this because that's like the meat and potatoes of that video. So this is me walking through just north of downtown Vaughan. This is very reminiscent of a live stream I did earlier in the week, a few days ago. But the good news is this part doesn't last too long. I pop over to Jane Street and then I hop on a bus and we fly north up to Vaughan Mills. Is Severance worth the watch? I saw the first episode, and while I thought it was thought-provoking, the acting felt flat. I watched Severance, the first 2 episodes, and I was like, can't do it. I don't know. That show just didn't click to me, so I can't really comment on that. Will you get a Vitamix blender? No, I've got a Ninja. It works awesome. Cam says, are you going back to North York soon? I'll be driving through North York tomorrow, but I go back to North York almost every week. Jack says, bro, was walking through Soviet times. Yeah, this area feels like communist Eastern Europe, doesn't it? But in fairness, this is like an industrial commercial area. Next season of White Lotus is in Oshawa. It would be cool if they did like a Whistler Banff thing. I think that would be a good location for White Lotus. It would kind of fit with the class of people they're going for. They could easily set something up in that area. I don't know. Maybe they'll do like Aspen, Colorado, but it just doesn't have that old money feel that like I think Banff or Whistler would be able to do. Put it in Canada. That's the ticket. I think you guys are right with the ski resort. And I think Whistler or Banff would be a very good spot for it. American says, my friend Happy hit a bicyclist opening his door. How are you feeling about that? If you look, don't see anything and open your door and the cyclist comes out of nowhere and hits you, that's not really your fault. But if you didn't look, you're a fucking asshole. Sorry to say. People have died from doors just being flung open. Carl says, what do you think of the latest Blue Jay stats? They're in first place. Pitching is on fire. Offense, not so much. They lost a really tight game yesterday, but there was a lot. There was something like 13 blown calls and like 11 or 12 of them were against the Jays. That was a pretty bullshit umpiring spectacle. Hi, Mr. Strides. I'm driving around with Mr. Vasily. How are you doing? Hello, Epic Nation HD. Jellybean, $50. Holy shit. Jellybean, we can turn off the lights and end the stream. We got a $50 super chat. Bus money, tsunami, Buddhism, etc. Are those supposed to be... I think those are supposed to be verbal emojis. Emoji limit is 5. Emoji limit is 5. But thank you, Jellybean. Cheers to you. Thanks for the $5. Thanks for super chatting my lazy ass for not even going outside and walking around. That is defo appreciated. Oh, look at this. I never noticed this. There's this... YouTube has make super chat more fun with the goal. Pick a goal. 1 super chat. Then they want you to pick the tier, right? I'll pick any tier, any amount. But they want you to like... They're trying to get creators to encourage more super chats. Set a timer. 30 minutes. Show how you'll celebrate. All right. Oh, right when I started this goal, Alicia Lewis, $10. Enjoy your business trip. Johnny, happy Friday. Cheers. Alicia Lewis. It was good to see you a few weeks back. Thank you, Alicia Lewis. You just missed fulfilling my goal. If I get 1 super chat within the next 30 minutes, I will cross my eyes. I am making a mockery of Yahoo's system. I also wanted to see what this looks like. But thank you so much, Alicia Lewis, and thank you, Jellybean. You guys are awesome. Lisa, 47 months. I'll stick to my model of support, LOL. Yeah, I have to like fuck up pretty seriously for you to give a super chat. I know I appreciate your sympathies, but 47 months of membership at gold tier. Holy shit, Lisa. That's a long ass time. Thank you for the 47 months of support. And thank you, Alicia. Thank you, Jellybean. Jillian says, I can see Canada's Wonderland in the background. Yeah, this is an upcoming video where we go through, I go through Vaughan Mills Mall. This is a shopping mall that a Patreon supporter requested. They actually kind of requested my hold or suggested it, where I go from Vaughan Mills City Center up to Vaughan Mills Mall. And then I did that, and then we did a live stream. So thank you to them. Cam says Vaughan Mills decor is quite bad. Look at the ceiling. This thing was built like a temporary flea market. Like it's pretty meh. Marge, $5 for Airport Timmy's whenever. Why does everyone think I'm going to the airport? I'm not going away this weekend. My ass is staying here. But thank you, Marge, for the $5. Unless you want me to go to Timmy's. I'm not going anywhere. But thank you for the $5. Cheers to you, Marge. Vivian Johnson, member for 27 months. I am with Lisa. Well, thank you, Vivian. 27 months of membership. Very, very generous. And thank you for modding for all of those months as well. Jackie Roxas for apple cider beer. Ooh, that sounds good. I could go for a cider. I haven't had a cider in a long time, but Jackie Roxas, $9.99. Marge, $5. Thank you guys so much. Goal achieved. 1 super chat. I will cross my eyes. Do I have to do that? Tan Chen Hui, 5. I believe those are Singapore bucks. I missed you the previous time I came there, but I may come here in September again. Well, Tan Chen Hui, thank you for the super chat. I'm often live outside. Shouldn't be too hard to track down if you're ever here again, but thank you for the $5. Mary W, $13.99. Happy Friday, Johnny. Holy shit, when it rains, it pours. You guys are amazing. Thank you, Mary W and Tan Chen Hui, as well as Jackie Roxas, Vivian Johnson, Marge, Lisa, Alicia Lewis, and Jellybean. Thank you guys so much. I almost didn't stream tonight, but I saw that the Blue Jay game was postponed, and I was like, oh, all right, let's live stream. Let's live stream. Hey, Kurt D. So this mall actually took me a while to walk through. This took me like 30 minutes, I want to say. I'm looking forward to this video being uploaded and seeing everyone's thoughts. This is something a lot of people have requested, and I just never got around to doing it. Also, not in today's video or in today's previews, I went somewhere else that a lot of people have requested that I've always wanted to go and record that I haven't done yet. So that'll be coming up. Jennifer Gala, hey Johnny, Friday stream. Wow, did you update the S24 Ultra to UI 7? I don't know if it's available yet. Someone else asked me about that. Software update. Last checked on March 24th. We're checking for software updates. Yahya the Transit Explorer, $2. Here we go with the Super Chat train donations. Thank you, Yahya. Jeanette Morales, $20 for bag charms to decorate your new Lulu backpack. Wow, Jeanette, $20 for... I'm probably not going to do that. I'm probably going to not get some charms. You know what? They're probably going to jingle jangle when I walk, and my microphone will pick that up. But thank you, Jeanette, and thank you, Yahya. Oh my. One UI 7 is here. I guess even though my phone was flaky today and it like literally stopped working, I guess we'll do that. Kyrie says, do you like malls? Not really. Not really. Fillmore's review. And this is a video I recorded earlier today. I recorded this one earlier today. We are driving around Etobicoke. All right, let's get UI 7 on my phone during this live stream. Time left. All right, we are gonna update my phone to UI 7. Everyone keeps talking about this. Christo says if Johnny adds charms to his bag, I'm unsubscribing. Jillian, do you like pretzels? No, they kind of get stuck in my teeth. And I like soft pretzels. I don't like crunchy pretzels because I don't like listening to food be crunched. It's just something I don't like. Lisa says, I assume you got that car from that place out in Etobicoke. Yes, I did. Finally, like some kind of sponsorship that makes sense. Right? So, yeah, they gave me a car for the weekend. They're awesome, awesome people. I gave them a shout out in those videos, but you'll have to see if you're up in suspense as to what that's all about. Malls give kind of liminal space vibes. Very creepy. They do. Jennifer Gala says Gemini is amazing on UI 7. Let's do install now. There we go. We are getting the newest version of what Samsung used to call TouchWiz, but now it's UI 7. Fran says, I love the path system we have here. I take it from Union up to Dundas. The path is great, isn't it? Mr. Sunjib says, Johnny, get your iPhone 15 Pro updated to... Where is my 15? I leave the magnet on it that attaches to my gimbal because I can just slap it on my desk. And I keep this thing on it. It's got this weird, like, growth sticking out of it to work as a wind muff. Yeah, it looks stupid, but, I mean, it's already a stupid phone to begin with. Oh, it's powered off. I'll check what version. iOS 19 is not out, says Jennifer Gala. Well, you're making me power up this thing for no reason. Our gang, the Little Rascals. Hi, how are you tonight? I am good. Thank you. Would you ever do a walk around video in a TV station? So kind of school, police station? Jason, in places like that, not really. Big malls or big like department store places, yeah, but those places, like just walk into a school or police station, not really my thing for recording inside. And you really should have permission before you do those kinds of videos. Do you know a cheap place to rent a car for a few days? Try to get yourself a discount code with Avis or Enterprise. I don't really know. Rental cars are like super duper expensive these days ever since the pandemic. Cam says their cousins that visited from the UK were blown away by the path. Neat. All right. We are getting one UI. Go, go, go. As we drive around Etobicoke. Well, that's gone. No more Etobicoke. Now we are walking around the city, going south down Bay Street. This might be tomorrow's video, actually. I haven't decided what tomorrow's video is going to be. Maybe this won't be. There's a cheaper place on DuPont. Yeah, there is. I've seen that place. It's on the north side of DuPont. I think it's between Christie and Dufferin, or it might. It looks kind of sketchy, but they say it's cheap. Is this Bloor or Dundas? This is Bay Street. We're going south. Mr. Sunjib, yes, the S25 should have that. It should have had it before the S24 phones have it. Did you see Doug Ford in Etobicoke? You know, you think he would be a hard one to miss, but no, I didn't see him there. But they might be walking back, ripping out the bike lanes, which is good. They want to bring, but one of their conditions is to restore a lost lane of traffic. How about just removing street parking? It's kind of stupid that people are parking their 2,000-pound pieces of personal property on a public street, creating all kinds of congestion, especially when there's ample parking around the corner. I think it's just west of Dufferin, but not sure and too lazy to look. I thought it was east of Dufferin. I thought it was like between... I can look that up right now. Car rental DuPont. Car rental DuPont. Well, there's a place just west of Dufferin called Ventures Car and Truck Rentals on the north side. And then on the east side, there's a place called, that was the one I was thinking of, called Affinity Luxury Car Rentals. Oh. Well, there you go. You want a luxury car? Go to Dufferin and Bartlett Avenue. And if you want a normal car, just go just a little bit east or west of Dufferin. So you were right, Lisa. You were right. Have you ever recorded on the Islands or Tommy Thompson Park? What was that like? I've recorded on both. Tommy Thompson, I did a few e-bike rides. And on the Islands, I did a bike ride with CJ Hoyle. And I've done a few walking videos there. And I've done a live stream there. It was good. I need to go back to both of those places this year. I will go back to both of those places this year. Spirit Flames 3222. Hey, not out walking tonight. No, I was going to, but I had the worst day ever yesterday, and today was pretty shit too, so I just thought we'll do this. I do this like once a month or so. Lisa says, and it's on record what me committing to doing those videos, which I probably won't do. A. Peter says Duhan is fantastic in Star Trek. All right. Everyone's all out of things to say. Maybe the stream's out of steam. Well, Alicia, yeah, hopefully everything is fine with that. Sorry you're going through that. Guac is extra, says RD. Oh, you saying you're right? Yeah, you were right. Flower Child says do some calls. Is that what this is all about? Maybe if One UI updates correctly, maybe we'll do some calls. But when my S24 Ultra stopped working today, I was like, am I going to be living an all Apple life using the 15 Pro as my daily phone and the MacBook Air as my portable? What happened yesterday? I had no fiber internet service. The one day I earmarked to like just be home all day working. Bell shit the bed. And then Bell had the nerve to say at 3 p.m. the service was restored when it very much wasn't restored until 10:30 p.m. for me. What's going on with that tent setup at Nathan Phillips Square? That was the Toronto 191st anniversary celebration party. Otherwise known as the Festival from Hell. That video picked up like 6 copyrights in like 2 minutes of walking around Nathan Phillips Square. So I'm glad I made the video more of a walk to the square than about the square, but it was super, super hella annoying to edit. Lisa says you had no internet and then your phone crapped out. Yeah, it was pretty, for someone like me, that's a bad weekend. I know for most people, they're like, or a bad few days. Most people are like, whatever. But for me, that's bad. Drew has been living an all Apple life since 2019. I send my sincere condolences to you, Drew. I think I would rather just have like an Etch-a-Sketch and a flip, like an old school flip phone, personally. All right, Alicia, glad you're okay now. Jellybean says no P-Hub for one day. You know, I could still use the internet. I could still hotspot. I have a shit ton of data, but it's not nearly as fast as I need it to upload 300 gigs worth of material, which was the plan yesterday. Do you check out any places for live music? I've been to a few bars on Ossington, but lately, no. Lisa would be the one to ask for that. She's the live music wizard. Did you fix it? How crazy did it make you? I eventually got my S24 Ultra working, but now I don't trust it. Now I think like the screen might just go out at any time. At first I was like, hopefully it just accidentally like dimmed at the screen all the way down and I just can't see it, because in daylight you can't see it when it's on its lowest setting. But when I drove here from Etobicoke with no working phone, which makes you feel completely naked, and I got home and I realized it wasn't just the screen being dim. That sucked. I had that thought when I was driving. I'm like, maybe the brightness is just all the way down, but no, that wasn't it. Just reading some of your messages. Ooh, my chat just disappeared. That was fun. Let me refresh and bring it back. Oh, I never even thank you for fulfilling my super chat goal. There, I crossed my eyes. 5 recommendations for someone visiting for a weekend. Kensington Market, St. Lawrence Market, and neighborhood. There's 2. If you've never been, this sounds touristy as crazy, but the CN Tower is kind of cool if you've never been. Barbarian Steakhouse for dinner, that would be on my list. That's like a super old school, amazing thing. One more thing to do. Go to the art gallery or the ROM. Those are both pretty cool things. But yeah, Chinatown, Kensington Market, Queen West, Graffiti Alley. Explore that whole area on foot. The art gallery is right there too. That's an awesome, awesome area to explore. Mary W says the aquarium, if that's your thing. Yeah, the aquarium. It's not my thing, but if it's your thing. Cam says stranded in Etobicoke with no phone. Spirit Flame says they should visit the Distillery District. That's a great one, and you can pair that with the St. Lawrence neighborhood. Well, that's in the St. Lawrence neighborhood, more or less. But yeah, the Distillery District and Front Street, St. James Park, St. James Cathedral is nice. Lisa says, and then sit in Grange and love life. Crack open, is that a park you can drink at? If it is, crack open a cold one in Grange Park. Alicia can't get her S24 Ultra to turn on. It's so weird. Mine would turn on. It would say it was booting, and then it would just turn off. Ooh, we're in. I don't know if I like this. Carissa spent hours on a date looking at all the little mini details. Good for you if you've seen Canada. The Niagara Falls room is massive alone. Yeah, Little Canada is neat. I have a video walking through that. Galaxy AI, call assist, get real-time translation during voice calls, writing assist, interpreter, note assist, transcript assist, photo assist. All right, I'll press and hold the side button to access Gemini. I don't have... All right. I'll figure this out later, but I'm running the newest Android. Hopefully the battery life is better. That's the only thing I care about. Oh, I don't like the icons. Boo. They're so... Ugh. No, and you changed my weather widget. Now it looks like shit. What did you do? It used to be like transparent. Now it's... Not a fan. Uninstall. I'll see if I can fix it. Jellybean will go to Little Canada if someone else pays for it. Pay for it. It's awesome. And you actually see like the workshop where they're making new stuff. But yeah, St. Lawrence Market, pretty cool. Unfortunately, the Flatiron building right now is covered in scaffolding. You can't really see it. But yeah, I think Kensington, Chinatown, Queen West, Graffiti Alley is the best like area to walk. Is Ontario Place still open? No, sadly. But the park on the southeast end is still open. Trillium Park. You can still go there. But sadly, no. Most of Ontario Place is gone. No more log flume ruins. Jennifer Gallus says, just click your widget, go to settings, and make it transparent. Yeah, I'll figure that out, but why did they have to change it? It doesn't look as good. Like, it looks kind of stupid now. Why did they change the layout? I don't like it when things change without my permission. Cam would like a shoe museum video. I did a shoe museum video. I did Doors Open through the Bata Shoe Museum. Where are we now? It looks like we are walking in Riverside. Where are we into this compilation of upcoming videos? We still have 23 minutes left. All right, Sheena Roberts, you're excused. It's late over there in the UK. Thanks for tuning in. A. Petra says, just watched Inside Out 2, best Pixar sequel besides Toy Story 3 and Cars 2. I can't watch Cars 2. Cars 1 was so bad. It was like the worst Pixar movie ever. Cars 2 was clearly a cash grab. So even if Cars 2 was okay, I can't watch it just because Cars 1 was like the worst Pixar movie I've ever seen. Literally anything by DreamWorks is better than Cars 1. I'll die on that hill. But thank you, Sheena. Have a wonderful weekend. I know you guys are tuning in to hear my opinion on the movie Cars. There's the Opera House. Someone was asking about music venues in the city. There's a great one. Are you going to go see the Minecraft movie, says Jason Thompson. I don't go see movies, period, these days. I've got a Atmos sound system and a big glorious OLED TV, but maybe if it gets ridiculously good reviews, I might see it, but it's not really something on my list. Billy T says, want to see great art? Check out Edward Hopper. What's your favorite Pixar movie? Says Jillian Felix. I kind of like the dystopian vibes of WALL-E. Not going to lie. Probably WALL-E. The first Toy Story was awesome. Probably my favorite one was A Bug's Life, just because I watched Ants and A Bug's Life right when they both came out and thought they were both like incredible. Even though it's like super dated, I thought both of those were awesome. Did anyone watch Inside Out 2? I did not. RD says Monsters Inc. There's a good one. Monsters is an excellent one. What's your favorite DreamWorks movie? They've got a bigger pile of shit, but lately they've got a bigger pile of hits, right? Like the How to Train Your Dragon movies are really good. The first few Kung Fu Pandas were ridiculously good. They also have like stinkers, like that Will Smith shark movie, but they've had some really good movies. A. Petra says A Bug's Life is very underrated. But I'm more of a DreamWorks guy. Like I'm more of a Pepsi guy. I like the fact that DreamWorks movies were like adult humor. Like Pixar movies were like adults can watch this. DreamWorks were like adults are going to laugh at this. That's why I prefer the DreamWorks stuff, even if half of their stuff is total shit. When it's good, it's very good. Kyrie says Shrek. Over the Hedge was underrated, says Jillian Felix. What's Zootopia? I never saw that. I like Turning Red, says Fran Hutchison. Oh, a little Toronto in that one. A whole lot of Toronto in that one. Pizza. Yeah, we are near Prohibition Steakhouse. I think this is Leslieville, actually. I think we're in Leslieville. Jeanette, good night. Thank you so much for your super chat, Jeanette. Your grand munchkins are coming over tomorrow, and there's an art car parade. I want you to live stream it. Live stream it, Jeanette. We'll all watch it. That would be amazing. But thank you so much, Jeanette. Have a good night. And I hope your grandbabies treat you well tomorrow. Pinesel says my favorite is Ratatouille. No contest. The best Disney film ever. Johnny, have you ever been to the High Park Zoo? You should check out the capybaras there. I don't even know how. That's a weird word. They have a cafe with those in them in Tokyo, apparently. But you have to book it like 5 months in advance. Did you know How to Train Your Dragon is based on the book series of the same name? No, I didn't. I just know that everyone who sees that movie just goes on about how it's like the best animated movie ever. And I never saw it. A. Petrus says, favorite DreamWorks movie, Shrek 2. Wild Robot is your third favorite. I like Curse of the Were Rabbit. Sometimes British is better than American. Neat. All right. Maybe we should get off the animated movie train. My favorite Pixar original movies are all movies Pete Docter directed. Johnny, when is the next cooking show and what are you grilling? Let's do a cooking video on the Stumbles channel next month. Let's do that. Let's do a cooking video on the other channel, Johnny Stumbles, next month. Yeah, I'm just trying to get regular videos out right now. That stupid video I uploaded today was such a pain in the ass to edit. Ooh. If I ever do that style of video like full time, I'm going to have to hire an editor. I cannot do it. But then they might actually be watchable. They'll be like, why don't you cut 90% of that out? And I'll be like, that's why you're the editor. J and K really enjoyed my MacBook Air review. Thank you. This thing, my fingerprint smothered MacBook Air, which, by the way, my first laptop, this pretty neat HP Elite, yeah, it has a hinge in it. Look at that fingerprint laden touchscreen. This is what I initially did all my traveling work on. I even edited some videos on this. I remember being in the Standard Hotel in Bangkok, editing videos on it. Awesome travel laptop, but not the best for like creation work. Yes, for some reason I have all my laptops next to me. And then I bought this beast, my Lenovo 14.5-inch with a RTX 3050 graphics card, touchscreen, 32 gigs of RAM, terabyte of storage. This is a beast, but I just replaced this with the MacBook Air. The question is, will I take the MacBook Air back tomorrow and go back to this Lenovo and continue my search for the perfect laptop? I don't know. Tiana's first laptop was HP. Neat. Where are we now? We are walking south down Spadina, I think. Is this? Or no, we're walking north up Spadina, I think. Yeah, because there's the well on the top left. Leanne says, Johnny, if you do lives, you don't have to edit. Yeah, that's the good thing about lives. Junaid says, I recently watched your MacBook video. Nice review. Thank you. It was mostly just me bitching, but thank you. Carl Roth says, you've always had the best luck with Acer laptops. I had like an Acer netbook. Remember when netbooks were a thing? Like that was back when like 10 hours of battery life was like the most incredible thing ever. Like the laptop couldn't do anything. Like you could maybe get a web page to load, but if all you wanted was like something for word processing and like checking your Gmail, they were pretty great, but pretty awful at everything else. But yeah, my Acer netbook was pretty awesome. Lisa says, did you rent a car to go get a laptop? I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Carl says, you suggest the Acer laptop? I actually like the Asus VivoBooks. They look pretty damn good. And ZenBooks, of course. You can play as a cow in Mario Kart World, says A. Petrus. Just a quick question. Do you find that your MacBook Air uses 60% of RAM even when it's idle? Yes, J&K, but what you need to look at is your RAM pressure. Even this computer here, my Windows desktop, I've only got 32 gigs of RAM on it, but no matter what I'm doing, the RAM is almost always over 16 gigs, even when nothing's open. It always uses like half of it, just because you should only be worried when you go over your maximum amount. But programs are going to be inefficient and use RAM when it's available. So how much RAM is being used is only a measure of how much RAM you need until it fills right up. So that's why on Mac, on system activity, they have RAM pressure. That'll tell you if your system is really being stressed or not. Johnny, what do you think of these for diamond streetcars running? I'm not sure I get that question. But now we're on the bus. We are on the bus in Vaughan Mills, and I just hit my camera against the bus door a few times. YLS says, hey, you're a local celebrity now. Now, I don't know about that. Cam says, does hair powder work on your short hair? I don't know. I haven't tried it yet. I just used the slop on it. Oh, man. I don't know if I can get used to this. This one UI. Man, everything looks weird. We'll see. I'll have to live with it. Julie says, if you keep the Mac, you'll still keep looking for the perfect laptop because the Mac isn't what you actually want, so return it. Yeah, but what I actually want doesn't exist yet. I want a Snapdragon laptop that runs DaVinci Resolve smoothly without having to use proxies. I can use proxies on my desktop, but when you're on the go, you don't really want to deal with making proxies on every video, especially since I have so much footage. So when Snapdragons get a little bit better in the GPU department, I'll probably move over there. Just reading some of your messages. Carl Roth says there's a new Acer laptop that comes with 4 terabytes of hard drive space. That's nuts. But You can edit off of like NVMe external drives, so it's all good. I bought a NVMe drive caddy, and I bought a 2 terabyte NVMe drive that I'm gonna take with me when I travel. Jennifer Gallus says Mac laptops are the best for editing on the go. For now they are. For now they are. I will agree. I will agree. Carl Roth says Spadina streetcars. What do you think? I think they're good. They have a dedicated right of way. Spadina is the perfect streetcar street, pretty much. Jillian liked my review on the MacBook I owned. Thanks. Rod Cook bought a 6-year-old 17-inch Alienware. It's a beast. I imagine that thing has enough fans in it to sound like a jet engine taking off. RD wishes the Toronto Raptors and Blue Jays had a Canadian rival team. I wish the Expos were back. Put a baseball team in Montreal. Move the Rays there. They don't even have a stadium anymore. Montreal would be perfect. NBA team Vancouver, try it again. I don't know about that. I don't think that one will ever happen. Johnny, can you show me a camera when you are in live streaming? I mean, which camera do you use for live streaming purposes? iPhone 15 Pro. Done. I have live streamed with my Pocket 3 before, one of them. But I very much prefer just using a phone for that. I don't know. Carl says don't buy a laptop that doesn't have Windows on it. Are you at Shepherd and Bayview right now? Yeah, he asks a Petrus. There's an interesting question to ask someone else in the chat. I thought that was for me. Where are we at here? This video still has... This compilation video still has 10 minutes to go. Literally just chilling. This is a York Region transit bus that we're on, heading north up Jane Street, going to Vaughan Mills. I had to make that Vaughan walk a little more interesting somehow. Out there in fantastic suburbia. All right, I have to go to the little boys' room. I'll be back in a second. Enjoy whatever this is you're watching. I'll be back. Ian McLeod says this mall looks too nice. I don't know about that. Just reading some of your messages. Is Centerpoint Mall now gone? No, Centerpoint Mall is alive and well, actually. I was there. I recorded a video through there not too long ago. Cam says my chair is ruining the ambience. Yes, I am back, Alicia, but not for too long. We are nearing the end of this extravaganza of unreleased footage that hopefully you guys will still watch my videos when I release, because this stream didn't ruin them for you. Any more tech reviews on the horizon? I know you've got a lot of new tech recently. Yeah, I've got the Radeon 9070, which was possibly the best purchase I've made in a very long time. That thing just kicks ass. And now that I've been playing around with a lot of the new AI features in DaVinci Resolve, it's so nice to have something with like 16 gigs of VRAM. The new PC I just built, the new MacBook, I don't know. There might be some more tech videos, though. The tech videos on the Johnny Stumbles channel have been doing well. But yeah, I'll do something. I don't want to buy. Some people will like buy stuff just to review it, get some videos out of it, and then return it. Maybe that's actually something I could do with Amazon, right? That's kind of a win-win. The Canadian employees get to be busy and their jobs will be more justified. They pick up my stuff and return it for me. And I'm screwing over Amazon, Big Daddy, at the same time, right? Let's do that. Jeff, you have been traveling all over the place, my friend, Mr. Travel Fun 69. You are just going everywhere lately. Good to see you, Jeff. Cheers to you. I watched part of your last few streams. You are on the trail for sure. Good stuff, Jeff. Friendly reminder, go out and vote. You can't complain if you don't vote. Right, Jeff? I don't even care who you vote for. Just vote, and then you have a voice. Nothing worse than listening to someone like bitch about politics, and they didn't even bother to let their voice be heard when it came time to cast their vote. Also, I've expressed this opinion before, but is it not possible that we actually have like two half decent choices for a premier or a prime minister? That's never even a possibility in anyone's head, right? Everyone just throws mud at the other guy. But a lot of what they're both saying is kind of the same. They both want to like connect the whole country with energy. Stop being so dependent on what's going on down south. I don't know. But either way, go vote and then you have a voice. That's all I'll say on that. War is bad. Voting is good. Those are my official opinions on everything. We are now driving up in Rexdale. Look how glorious that looks. This was recorded earlier today. Carl Roth says we're not voting for Pierre. That's for sure. We love Mark Carney because he's telling it like it is. Well, like, that's your opinion, right? Everyone has an opinion. My opinion is everyone is welcome to this channel, but I'm not going to like create a narrative or an echo chamber where like I'd rather have a diverse group of people that support all things than like go down the rabbit hole of like not supporting one guy and like throwing poop at the other person. I don't know. Just reading some of your messages. Ever since Dahan beat him that time. Oh, Dahan beat me at bowling pretty good. I got to bowl Jeff from Travel Fun 69. That'll be a good matchup. That'll be a good match. Yeah, I think this is the last video. Unfortunately, I recorded a driving video after this, but my damn S24 Ultra stopped working. I couldn't set the camera up properly on the windshield, so I only got 2 videos made today. A. Petra says, is this Highway 27? You win the award for most observant. This is the dreadful Highway 27. And as gray and gloomy as it is in this video, it doesn't get better on like a day with Nice blue skies. Travel Fun 69. Yeah, bro, let's do bowling. Too bad PS Pattaya Bowl is closed. We could have gone there, but yeah, there's a bowling alley on Orphis Road, right up near Yorkdale. That would kind of be like a good midpoint, easy enough to get to from transit, plus lots of parking for people that drive. That would be the perfect spot to do that, I would think. I would just take like an Uber or something, but yeah, that would be a good spot. DG Ebit says, that was nice the one time you met Pierre and you shook your hand. I was shocked. I was just standing there and like dude popped out of an SUV, like no security, nothing, and just was like right in front of me, shook my hand. That was kind of neat. J&K says, thanks very much for your honest MacBook Air review. Take care. You're welcome. Honest, no bias went into that one. Carl Roth says, the last time you went bowling, the beer was $2.25 a beer. That sounds like it would be a fun time. Marge says, playtime bowl. Yes, Jeff, playtime bowl. Let's make it happen. We can make a night out of it. Someone can stream. You can stream it. That's more up your alley. And I'll just embarrass myself by saying I'm good at bowling and then totally sucking when the world's watching. Maple Dub says, I'm glad I retired and moved south. As a Canadian veteran, you couldn't pay me to step foot in Canada. Sorry, but I have to say it. We're glad you're gone. That's all I could say to that. It's not like, you know, Canadians live longer and are generally healthier. Nope, that's not it, right? It's not, I don't know. All the stats point to Canada being a way better place. Cam says, bowling hurts my arm, not worth it. A Peter says, Highway 27 gets better after Vaughan. I don't know, but it's pretty effing bleak through Etobicoke. Fran Hutchison says, must skedaddle. Good night. Good night, Fran Hutchison. I was planning on streaming for about an hour and a half tonight. We started a little bit late. Where's my clock? So we've got about 10 minutes left. That video just ended. Jennifer Gala received your voting card in advance. Polling is at a funeral home. Go figure. Well done, Elections Canada. You know what? If they're saving money no one wants a government that wastes money. A funeral home, if that was the best place to do it and it's accessible, why not? Right? It might very well be a ridiculous place to do it, but I don't know. Johnny, in your opinion, which camera is good for streaming? DJI Osmo Pocket 3 or the iPhone 15 Pro? I would stream with the smartphone. That's definitely better. That's definitely better. Maple Dub says, I'm the absolute best shape and healthiest I've been. Good for you. I've also can afford to live. I work long enough for the Canadian government. I know how disgusting and corrupt it is. Disgusting and corrupt. Have you seen the government down south, like intentionally crashing its economy so some people can buy the dip? Nothing corrupt going on down south at all, right? That is all above board. Jesus Christ, I've heard it all now. Our government may have been grossly incompetent in recent years, but the corruption, that's mostly down south, my friend. Okay, 647-313-9658. If you want to call in, feel free to call in. 647-313-9658. We can take a few viewer calls. Just don't say anything super duper offensive. Hopefully it works. Last time I set this up, it wasn't working right away, and a bunch of people were trying to call in and couldn't get in. But we'll finish off this way. Let me call myself just to make sure it's working. Because last time I did this on Sunday night, people couldn't get through. because I'm cheap and I use a free app. All right. It should be working. It should be working. So if you want to call in, try that number. Lisa says, I had things to say last week and now I don't. It should be working. I think it'll be working. But if it doesn't work, oh well. We'll find out very soon. Come on. See, last time I did this, and I thought nobody was calling me. And then, like, it finally clicked in. It's like, you have 9 missed calls. Like, a whole bunch of people were trying to call me at once. I think it's 647-313-9658. Let me check it. 647-313-9658. There we go. We'll give this a minute. If no one calls, then we'll just call it a stream. How's that? Maybe it's not meant to be. Maybe it's not meant to be, but 249 viewers. Buy the dip, says Christos. Leanne says, can I call you later? I only activate this app for the live streams. Johnny Strides, are you ever going to get a P.O. box? Maybe. I should. People have been asking for that ever since I like started the channel, so I'd have stuff to open on stream, and I never did it. Dahlia says, awesome. Hey, we're getting a call. Let me answer this call. Hello there.
Oh, hi.
Hi. I think you have a wrong number.
I think I do too, actually.
Who are we speaking to? I think I know, but you got to let everyone else know just to make this nice and awkward.
It's Lisa.
Lisa. Why? Your name used to be Lisa D. Now it's Lisa. Why the change?
I don't know. I have no idea, actually. But Lisa's much more, I don't know, Lisa D is, I don't know, more obvious to other things and like social media and things like that to my other username. So
yeah. All right. Here's a question. All of the art, public art in the city of Toronto is going to burn to the ground, but you can save one. What are you saving?
I can't answer that question. That's not fair.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
What would you save?
What would I save? I would save, I don't know.
You can't save the canoe. It's already gone.
Probably like some graffiti spray paint of like a penis in the back of a wall somewhere. I don't know.
Okay.
So, so anything?
Your forever answer?
Yeah. Anything to share tonight?
No, I had to call because someone had to because it was getting a little pathetic.
Yeah, I was kind of like that kid in gym, right? When nobody picks you for the team. And then
you're just that guy standing over there. You're just the last one.
And then like, even when it's last pick, the person doesn't even like pick you and both teams just run off and play and you're just standing there. So that's kind of what I felt like.
Well, you're welcome for saving it.
A. Peter says I would save the art in the distillery. Yeah, the distillery it's got that neat spider thing, and there's the heart, I guess. I don't know. Caroline says, do you recommend a pet? That's a very vague question. Yes, in general, yes.
Pets are good for your health.
Yeah, so do you have a joke for us? Something?
I don't. I'm sorry. No joke. No joke. I almost got... Do you want to hear a story? It's my story from last week, but it's still kind of a PSA for people.
Sure, go ahead.
If you've been, like, you're using your 2-hour transfer for the TTC, make sure to tap whenever you have a chance, because I almost got dinged for fare evasion last weekend for not tapping.
Even though you had tapped within 2 hours?
No, I was over 2 hours, but I had been in the system, like taking pictures of subway stations.
And it didn't make sense.
Pay attention to the time.
Yeah, you got retap in that window if you're doing that. But what if like just
Yeah.
service was shit and you got stuck somewhere? I guess they would know that though, right?
I mean, maybe. I have no idea. But, like, I was on the 512, and I saw the fair enforcement guy, and I was like, oh, fuck. I knew immediately that I hadn't tapped. Like, as soon as I saw him, I realized it. So I just owned it, and he made me go tap. But I just hadn't crossed any area where I had to actually tap other than getting on a streetcar, which I didn't have to because it was in the station.
Well,
So it just didn't cross my mind.
it sounds like enforcement used their discretion and had a reasonable solution. I don't know.
For once.
They're not all bad, right? They're not all bad.
No, but I felt really guilty about the whole thing, which is, stupid.
That's very lame to feel guilty about. When you see the number of people that just blatantly walk through the gates or like follow you through the gates,
Yeah.
like don't feel bad.
Oh, yeah.
You made an honest mistake, right? It's like some people drive away from the gas station with like the nozzle still in their car and rip it out. That you should feel bad about and stupid, but forgetting to tap when you normally tap, no big deal.
Well, you made me feel a lot better. Thank you.
All right. Well, on that note, let's leave it on a high note. Thank you for calling in and killing the awkward silence.
Cheers, dude. Take it easy.
All right. Have a good night.
You too.
Well, we got one call in. There was a missed call during that. We'll take one more call on the night. If someone else wants to call in, 647-313-9658. A little bit of a slow night. Actually, like my Sunday night streams on the Stumbles channel usually get more viewers than this too. But I was lazy. I didn't want to go out and do a video tonight. Jellybean always pays the TTC. I do too, but like as much as I want to like punch someone in the face when they try to get on the subway before I get off, give people a benefit of the doubt. Maybe that person is good 99 times out of 100 and that was like their one brain fart moment, right? Like we all have our moments. And hello there.
Hello there.
Hi, who are we speaking with?
Oh, someone you should know.
This sounds like Lisa.
No, not Lisa. You spoke to Lisa.
Oh, let me take one more guess. I think this is Lisa.
No. Anyways, I was just calling as Lisa was because nobody was calling you. Feel sorry for my boss.
You feel sorry for me. Don't feel sorry for the guy sitting at a chair. I should be out walking around. I didn't even get 10,000 steps in today. Lazy ass day. But what are you up to, Vivian? What's new?
What's new? Not much.
You got a new TV?
I've got a new TV. Works great. It's beautiful.
What brand? Samsung?
Yeah, Samsung, yeah.
And when you're watching YouTube, you make sure to like turn it up to the highest quality setting, right?
Oh, yeah, it is up to the highest quality, yeah.
Awesome.
I'll just leave it there.
Yeah, do that.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, YouTube will like bump it down lower to save on bandwidth. You have to be a little bit vigilant and like turn that back up to 4K. That does happen once in a while. But but if you don't notice, then I guess
I don't notice. It's so clear. It's like the people are sitting right here.
yeah.
It's really, really clear. I didn't realize how bad my other one was. It had a little cloudy spot in one corner, and it was growing. There was something wrong with the screen. It didn't bother me because it just looked like a cloud in the sky.
Yeah.
So it was never really that noticeable. And I suppose it sort of spread evenly all over. And as soon as this one came in, I realized how bad the color was on the other one. Because this is beautiful.
Good stuff. Yeah, Devin says his constantly turns down to 240p. Yeah, 240p is like unwatchable. Well, Vivian, do you have anything to share with us tonight?
Well, there's not much. You don't have much news when you don't go out.
That is.
And you don't have people in, so you don't have a lot of news. Health news, but who wants to hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just
Well,
boring.
do you have a joke for us?
I have, yeah, I can give you one. It's one I heard on the TV, so I guess I can say it.
Sure, go ahead.
There was three elderly women living together. One was 92, one was 93, and one was 94. The 94-year-old went upstairs to go to the bathroom. And when she got upstairs, she forgot what she was up there for. So she called her sisters, and the 93-year-old said, I'll go up and help her. So the 93-year-old got upstairs. She forgot what she went up there for. So she called her other sister. So the 92-year-old said, thank God I'm not like them, and I still have my memory, knock on wood. And then she said to the sister upstairs, she said, I'll be right up just as soon as I answer the door.
Knock on wood. Huh. Well,
I thought it was cute.
Yeah.
Especially when it's an old lady joke, and I'm an old lady.
Yeah, I was picturing like Blanche, Dorothy, and like Sophia.
Exactly.
when you were telling that story. But
yeah.
All right, Vivian, thank you for calling in. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and get your wrench out. I might be live again.
Oh, tonight?
Tomorrow.
It's been 4 times today. I've had enough. I even went over. I thought I had time off, so I went over and was with Brad for a while.
Oh, awesome. Well, thank you for calling in, Vivian. Have a good night.
Okay. Thanks, Johnny. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye. That was moderator extraordinaire Vivian Johnson, and before that was Lisa. But I think this stream has run its course. It's time to I've actually got some work to do, unfortunately. I'm going to try to go to Unionville tomorrow and make that long-awaited video. Travel Fun 69 says, Lorena and I stopped into Chuck's Roadhouse to eat in Windsor here. You're still in Windsor and you're driving back now? It's 9:50. Lorena, she's in your streams a lot, right? Was she at that place we go to on College that night I was there? I'm having a really terrible time trying to remember anything. Cam says, oh my God, Johnny can name all the Golden Girls. Blanche, Sophia, Dorothy, and the Rose. There we go. But I want to thank everyone for tuning in. I want to thank everyone. We got some excellent Super Chat support. Thank you so much. I might be live tomorrow. I'll probably be live on Monday, and on Sunday night I'll be live over on the Johnny Stumbles channel. There's a interesting new video on that channel of me shitting all over my new MacBook. Travel Fun 69. I knew that rang a bell. Awesome. Well, Lorena, good to see you here. Glad you stopped in, and I hope you guys enjoy the Roadhouse. Yeah, thanks so much. And come out to bowling when Jeff kicks my ass. We'll have to make that happen. But thank you so much, guys. Thank you to Lisa and Vivian for calling, all the mods. Don't forget to have your pet spayed or neutered or whatever. I'm going to go pass out. Thanks so much, guys. Yoink.